Do, 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 do. Hello, everybody. It's Trevor here. It is Sunday morning when I'm recording this. I think I'm a couple of seconds late. There's some new tech glitch on my thingy, and it forced me to say what Twitch game I was playing for the first time, like what game I was playing on Twitch. And I'm not playing a game. This is real for me. So I just put the word music in, and it said music acoustic guitar. So I chose that. Yep, there's no warning of this. It just wouldn't let me go. It said, no, you're invalid. You can't start your thing because you haven't filled out all the boxes. And this is a box I never had to fill before. Anyway, we're playing the game Music Acoustic Guitar, according to Twitch. That's a new one. Anyway, it's good to virtually see everyone. I'm assuming you're all there. Today we have a big topic, Lord of the Rings. The last show, 2 weeks ago, the topic for that show was children's books, and we came across some great books. And where's one of them that we did there? We had this one here. There we go. There. Oh, what is that? That shouldn't be there. Oh, it's technical problem day. I don't want that. There we go. That's okay. Let's try that again. Let's turn that one off. And there, I don't know what the heck happened there. Anyway, we had some, rough start this morning. Hey, some people saying hi. Okay, that's good. I see just chatting for those streams, not doing music or games. Thank you. Well, Kerr didn't. Yeah, I'm strange because I do just chatting and I do music. There's no like platypus type of setting choice you can make on Twitch. Like, I do a little bit of everything. It's like, no. We're going to pin you down, mister. You can't just talk and play the occasional song. You can't do that. Not allowed. Yeah. Anyway, I never had to fill that in before, so I just panicked and I put in music. Yeah. How is it going? It's going pretty good. Yeah, it's going pretty good. People saying hi to me. That's good. It's going pretty well. A couple little technical difficulties so far, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm going to get through it. I'm going to power through. Yeah, so we did, so it's kind of a good lead-in from last week. Now we did kids' books, and now we're kind of like into bigger books. So this is the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings. So I got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. I'm mainly going to talk about me and the Lord of the Rings. I think everyone most of the people, like, you don't want an in-depth discussion with the Lord, and I couldn't do it anyway. I couldn't do it because I don't have enough knowledge of it. So the Lord of the Rings, I'm going to include The Hobbit. I know that might be a contentious decision, but there's a song I really want to play, and it's about the Hobbit. So damn it, it's going to be about the Hobbit too. So my history with the Lord of the Rings, I think I read it the first time when I was around 14, I think, and then the second time I think was early 20s. And that's the last time I actually read the books. Yeah, so I read the books twice. And then I've seen the movies. We'll talk about that a little later. So the history of it, this Tolkien guy who was a professor. Everyone knows this, though. You guys all know this, right? I'll talk about it a little bit anyway. Tolkien guy was a professor. Came up with this, fantasy world based on all of the stuff all of the mythology and things like that he knew in his big brain. Had this massive work called the Silmarillion or the Silmarillion. That was what he thought was going to be the big deal. Then he wrote this little book about a hobbit that he made up, and that went really well. And then later on, he kept on pushing the Silmarillion or the Silmarillion. I should have really learned how to say that. Silmarillion, whatever. And he kept on pushing that to the publishers. I've read this on Wikipedia. That's how I know this. And the publisher's like, no, dude, we want more. We want more hobbits. Give us more hobbits. And he's like, really? Yeah, we want the hobbits. Give us more hobbits. People love hobbits. They're little and they've got furry feet. Love it. So eventually he wrote another Hobbit book. While he wrote like a massive Hobbit book, he said, here's what the thing I wrote, which was 100,000 words. And they said, dude, too big. That's not a book. That's like a bunch of books. And he was like, okay. And so they turned it into a bunch of books and they sent it out. And then people loved it. They went cuckoo crazy for it. And since then, it spawned all this other stuff, the movies and all that kind of stuff. So that's like the basic background that I poorly stated and researched by me. Yeah. The thing about The Hobbit, I learned doing research for this episode is after he did the whole Lord of the Rings things, he rewrote parts of The Hobbit, so then it set up the Lord of the Rings. I was unaware of this. Yeah, because he put the ring in there and it was just kind of there and was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. There's a ring and there's this Gollum guy. It hadn't really, and then he later on went, oh, this is how I get the hobbits and the whole thing. And so he went back and he rewrote some parts of it. Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. Apparently, in the first version of The Hobbit, Gollum's size was not said. So the original drawings in those books, like Gollum was like huge, just massive, massive thing. Yeah. And then he went back and said he was small or something like that. And so now Gollum's small. Mm-hmm. Carolyn says they're a grade 5 teacher of The Hobbit. That's good. Okay. So there's a lot of information right at you. I'm going to talk more about kind of my personal connections to Lord of the Rings. First of all, I was going to do like a song describing the Lord of the Rings, but then I remember that I didn't have to because these guys already did that. Here we go. These guys already did that. They already wrote that song. So I'm just going to play their song. This is a Flight of the Concords. I'm assuming every single person on this stream knows who these are. But they already wrote a Lord of the Rings song, right? So I don't need to. Here we go. There's a lot of words in this one. There's a lot of words. And it's actually kind of complicated. This one's for a novelty song, there's a lot of chords in this one. Okay, so hopefully sing along if you know it. See, this is really hard. This part. This is pushing. I know, and I feel like I got to get my guitar skills up today because I listed this as a guitar acoustic game. What game are you playing? It still says what game are you playing? What the heck? I'm not playing games. Sorry. Here we go. This is a bit of an epic. Here we go. There'll be a lot of scrolling on the lyrics for this one because it just goes on and on. Here we go. Frodo, don't wear the ring. I know it's very tempting, yes, you will appear to disappear, but the Dark Riders, they'll know you're there. It's Lord Sauron has many spies. Many spies have many eyes. I'll get my guitar pick for this. One ring to bind them, to find them, into them all. One ring to bind them, one to find them. One ring to rule them all. Yeah, little Frodo, you gotta rule them all. Gotta rule them, Frodo. Rule them with the ring. Rule them with the ring. Now all the characters say a bit. Here, just to set this up. Lord Sauron has many spies, beasts and birds. If you want him, come and claim him. Do they, Gandalf? I'm not a conjurer of cheap tricks. I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you, Mr. Frodo. You have my sword and my bow. And my ox! Alabofanaga, Unishma Ferraror. Oh, there's more. Mordor. We'll never make it. There's thousands of them and only 9 of us. Oh, we made it. Yo, Frodo, what you doing wearing that ring? All powerful jewelry, is that your new thing? I know it's hard when you're little more than 3'4", your little ass so close to the floor, trying to leave the fellows to the gates of Mordor. The Fellowship, yeah, the Fellowship. I don't rap about bitches and hoes, I rap about witches and trolls, just passing on the words of the Elven King wisdom to all. Frodo, don't wear the ring. You'll never be the Lord of the Ring. You'll never be the Lord of the Ring. You'll never be the Lord of the Ring. Whew, that song was actually a lot of work. That was a lot of work, that song. Yeah, I gotta say, those guys were really... There's a rap part and a rock part, and there's a acoustic guitar riff. Oh my gosh, so much effort. Okay, that kind of summed up... They did a good job summing up the plot there. It was very good. That means I didn't have to write something. I'm glad I remembered seeing that. Oh, Carolyn's giving me some applause. Thank you. I don't think I really nailed that one, but I stumbled through it. I hope I haven't insulted the Flight of the Concord guys. I really like them. So there you go. There was that one. There was that one there. So everyone loved this book. And now, I'm going to do quickly here. I got to dedicate my Patronus Maximus. So this show is really sponsored by and is able to be done by my patrons. So my super patrons, I'm gonna give them a little song. One of them a week, until you get one once a year. So Geneva Stanbridge is one of my Patronus Maximuses. So this is a song for Geneva. Geneva Stanbridge has a unique advantage 'cause she is this week's patron. And on this day, a song of praise shall be raised for Geneva Stanbridge. There we go. Just want to recognize my patrons. Thank you. I can always use more. Okay, now let's go back to what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, yes. Okay. So, back when this came out like, the Hobbit was like late 30s, early 40s, but then the Lord of the Rings came in, I think it was the 50s, and then in the groovy 60s, man, people really dug this stuff. They dug it. And I remember hearing this song. This is probably, oh my God, this is one of the greatest songs ever, and I hope have you all heard this? Does anyone know what song I'm about to play here? Can anyone put that in there? Does anyone know what's about to happen? Has anyone seen this song, heard this song? Some of you must have. I can't imagine my people would not have heard this song before. So Leonard Nimoy sings it. Leonard Nimoy sings this song. Oh my God, if you have not seen the video, this is just a little picture from the video. If you have not seen this video, you have not lived a full life. You cannot. You have to go after this show and watch the video. So everything was getting groovy. Man, it was groovy stuff happening. And then Leonard Nimoy started putting out albums, as he should. I had one of his albums. You know what? I never had any Captain Kirk albums. I only had Leonard Nimoy. Is that weird? I was a big Nimoy. I love his version of "Where Is Love." He did a great version of that. He actually did a good version of that. I'm not even joking because he fit his. But he did a nice low version. Where is love? He can actually sing, Leonard. So he did a song called "The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins." The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins, and it's pretty awesome. Well, I'm going to do my best, but I cannot. I'm not even trying to live up to the original, and especially not trying to live up to the original video. They had go-go dancers, and they were all wearing pointed ears, but you couldn't tell whether they were supposed to be pointed ears because they're elves or hobbits or Vulcans. And interestingly enough, Leonard Nimoy was the only one without pointed ears. Strange. Groovy times, though. I'm sorry I missed it. I was born in 1970. I just missed the 60s. Just missed all that grooviness. So I'm gonna do this groovy song. And once again, it's so hard. It's a really hard song. Like, you expect like these kind of goofy songs to be easy, and just like the last one I played, it's super hard. It's got lots of chords in it, and it goes all over the place. My goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna do what I can on this one, people. I'm gonna do what I can. And really, you gotta go. Just Google this on the Google machine and find the video, because it is a thing. Sing along if you know it. In the middle of the earth, in the land of the Shire, lives a brave little hobbit who we all admire. With his long wooden pipe, fuzzy woolen toes, he lives in a hobbit hole and everybody knows him. Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Yeah, man. Now hobbits are peace-loving folks, you know. They don't like to hurry and they take things slow. They don't like to travel away from home. They just want to eat and be left alone. But one day Bilbo was asked to go on a big adventure to the caves below to help some dwarves get back their gold that is stolen by a dragon in days of old. Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Oh yeah. Well, he fought with the goblins. He battled a troll. He riddled with Gollum. A magic ring he stole. He was chased by wolves. Lost in the forest. Escaped in a barrel from the Elf King's Hall. Everybody, Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Now he's back in his hole in the land of the Shire, that brave little hobbit who we all admire, just a-sitting on his treasure of silver and gold, puffing on his pipe in his hobbit hole. Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Let me hear you. Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. One more time. Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Bilbo, Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. He's a hobbit, yeah, a brave little hobbit dude with furry, furry feet. Oh, yeah. There you go, the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins. That is a song I'm happy to have added to my repertoire, I have to say. I hope I have another opportunity to play that sometime. Man, if like open mics and folk circles and stuff like that come up again, I'm definitely going to be pulling this one out. I tell everyone I'm going to sing an epic poem set to song. There you go. I don't think that was the album I had. He had a couple albums. I don't think that was the one. Yep. Yeah, you all remember it now? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. That is the stuff. Okay, so where am I? I was back in the 60s. We're in the 60s right now. So my personal relationship isn't that great so far with The Lord of the Rings because I have not been born yet. Okay, but now I'm going to do a little kind of time shifting right now. So I'm going to relate more to something that's more personal to me. And so here, I'm going to show you something here. So I went to university, Kingston, Ontario. I'm still in Kingston, Ontario. Never really left. I'm still going to university in Kingston, Ontario. Yeah, I still have another week and a half left of being a university student. Anyway, this is a building called Princess Towers. Princess Towers, yep. And there it is, right there. It's known by everyone in Kingston as the ugliest building in town. It is just hideous. It's a hideous monstrosity. It is. Kingstonians don't all agree about very much, but I think we all agree. Princess Towers, it's a monstrosity. Not in the good way, not a fun, fluffy monster, just a monster that must be killed, put out of its misery. So there it is. And when I went to undergrad, back in 88 was my first year, sometime along there, I heard rumors that it was once a residence. This building was once a student residence. Right now it's just an apartment building, but I just heard, no, it was built in the early 70s, and it was a student cooperative residence. Interesting. And then I discovered what its name was, And when it was a student cooperative, it was called Elrond College. Yes, named after Elrond. That's right. Right. So they had, here we go. Here it is. I'm going to do a little here. Here's a picture of it under construction in the 70s. And here's a picture of it looked in what would be as close to its glory as is possible for something which is not glorious. So that's what it looked like. Elrond Towers. There it is. So there it is. Isn't that something? 70s, early 70s, things kind of went from groovy to kind of, what's going on? A little too much time grooving in and stuff. So there was Elrond Towers. I just want to give, here's a rendering of Rivendell where Elrond would have lived. Let's see if can you see the similarities. There's Rivendell and there's Elrond. They look pretty similar, eerie, isn't it? Almost identical. Almost identical. Great job. You look at that and you go, well, I could see that would be where an elf would go to college, right there. Yeah, beautiful. So this place, Elrond College. So I did a little research, which means I found an article that somebody else had written. So it was based on the Lord of the Rings. The idea was that the they is you, man. The they is you. So they had this, everyone was supposed to go there and everyone was going to be a cooperative and all the students were going to help out and be part owners and they were all going to do all the work to keep the building up. Can you guess what happened to this groovy co-op of equality and love and happiness? Anyone guess? Elrond? Oh, someone's guessing it was named after L. Ron Hubbard. That would make more sense. That would have made much more sense, but no, they had in their promo, it was all themed with Lord of the Rings. A perfect house, whether you like food or sleep or storytelling or singing or just sitting and thinking or a pleasure mixture of them all. It was a magic kingdom. It fell apart. Yes, very good. Bankrupt. Both are right. It fell apart and went bankrupt. It was a total disaster. This was, they were trying out these all these community, there was one in Rochdale in Toronto was the most famous Canadian one of all these groovy co-op, man, where you students taught each other. It was just going to work so well, except nothing happened and no one did anything and everything fell apart. And yeah, it just fell apart. Total disaster. Cost a whole bunch of money. And they eventually sold it off. At one time, see if I can find this. Where is that? At one time, one of the things they didn't figure out was, the students only are only there for 8 months of the year. What do we do in the summer? So they tried to, they decided to rent it out to tourists in the summer as the Hobbit, as Hotel Hobbit. Oh, what a disaster. Anyway, there it is. Little bit of Kingston for everyone there. Elrond College. So that was the Lord of the Rings coming to my city of Kingston, Ontario. And just shows what happens when the world of fantasy and reality meet. Reality wins. It wins. Yep, eventually it wins. It just tears down your fantasy. Anyway, it was a great idea. Yeah, it just didn't work. So there's Elrond College. You can still come and see it. I'd say the only good thing about it now, if I get back to Princess Towers here. The only good thing about it now is that it has a Dairy Queen at the bottom. It's been there since at least the mid-'80s, the Dairy Queen, and it's quite serviceable. It gives serviceable ice cream. I like the chocolate dip, even though it doesn't taste like the chocolate. The dip part doesn't taste like chocolate, but I like the weird texture somewhere between solid and rubber of some sort. Okay, so there's my first real big personal connection that I could bring in to today. So I'm going to close that. Any questions so far, people? Any questions of all this fascinating stuff that I've given you so far? Okay, so next I'm going to go... Where am I going to go next? Where am I going to go? Back to my university days. Oh, yeah, this is flowing quite well. So back in my university days, I think in my fourth year, I never actually finished my fourth year. I did a 3-year degree in 3 years, and then I did a fourth year where I didn't really do anything else except just hang around. I think it was my fourth year. I'm going to get rid of this. I had a roommate and my friend, Rob Caddo. I don't know if anyone recognizes that last name, Caddo. Can Anyone tell me? Does it ring a bell? Can anyone tell me anything? Rob Cato. Yeah. He was my roommate. No one's getting the Cato connection. Quincy? Nope. Good guess though. Mike McCormick had a friend who was related to Quincy. So Rob Cato, his mom was also named Cato, and his mom liked birds, and that inspired me to write the song Mrs. Cato Loves Her Budgie, which is one of the least popular Egg and Worm songs ever written. But anyways, hey, that's the connection. So I'm going to put him up right now. I asked him to come and talk on the show, but he's living in Australia at the moment, and so it's kind of like, believe it or not, super late there. Super late. So I'm just going to pop him up, and he sent me a little minute clip of him talking. Where's Rob? Here we are. Here's Rob. There's my buddy Rob. Hey Rob, how you doing? I'm doing fine, Trevor. Yeah. How's it like in Australia? Oh, it's late here, but I stayed up because I really wanted to be on the show. Oh, that's great, Rob. You want to talk to the people? I sure do. Hope this works. I hope it works too, Trevor. Okay, so let's see if this works. Hopefully you guys can hear. I'm about to press this thing. If you don't hear anything, just type in the chat there. I don't hear anything. Or you can say whatever you want. I shouldn't. Here we go. I hope this works.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Cato. I'm an old friend of Trevor's from university in the early 90s who went traveling after that and wound up in New Zealand in the late 90s. And like everybody else in New Zealand at the time, that meant I was in Lord of the Rings. I spent several months as an extra, which is even less glamorous than that sounds. I was an elf, I was an orc, I was a Gondorian, I was a Rohan. Mostly I was dead, which is a pretty comfortable way to spend a day on set, especially in a padded orc costume you could use as a pillow. Sometimes I was alive, and I was catapulting the head of the guy I was yesterday over the walls of Gondor, which was a bit confusing. Am I good? Am I evil? What am I today? Obviously, since this was my first film, it was a pretty amazing chance to hang around on set and see how it all worked. So I spent most of my time standing next to the monitor and learning what I could by watching the footage as it came straight out of the cameras. When the films premiered, I photographed them because I became a photographer by then and went on from there to come back and be an extra in King Kong and Avatar, and now here I am in Australia, proudly not appearing live on Trevor's show because it's the middle of the night here. So have a good time without me. Bye!
I think that worked. Did that work? You hear all that? Yep. Bye, Rob. Well, but Rob's picture's still going to be there. Yeah, okay. I think you heard that. Do good. Okay, well, that's my buddy Rob. I've discovered through this show that I have a tenuous personal connection to almost everything. If I dig and stretch it enough, I can find some just tiny way in. Yeah, and what did David say? Does he know Russell Crowe? I'm not sure if he knows Russell Crowe, but I have just to prove how tenuous my connections are, I do have a Russell Crowe story. So I was, what was I doing? I was going to do a little, I had a party, and I invited over my friend Murray, who used to play bass with Moxie Fruvis and then Great Big C. And I said, Murray, can you come on over? I think it was my 35th birthday. It was a birthday, I think. And he said, oh, sorry, Trevor, I can't. I just got this call, and I have to go to Australia and play a gig with Russell Crowe. And yeah, I said, no, that's good, Murray. That is the best excuse anyone has ever given me for backing out of something. Yep. Yeah, so he got a call. Russell Crowe was pushing an album, and his regular bass player couldn't do it. So he decided to fly Murray out from Canada to go play on like 2 morning shows in Australia. So there, yeah. So I know people who know Russell Crowe. I don't know. I'll ask Rob if he's run into him. So there, tenuous connections. I have very tenuous, but I'm just in there. So Rob, after university, ended up in New Zealand. Almost everyone in New Zealand ended up if they wanted to be, in Lord of the Rings. And I think it's more exciting because he got to play multiple. Oh, sorry, I'm picking your nose. How old am I? I still find that stuff funny. Eat it. Sorry. So he got to be multiple characters. He's way better than the other actors. The other actors, they just play the one character for the whole thing. But Rob got to be a bunch of stuff. So now I'm going to go through. Let's see if we can play the game Find Rob. Okay, can anyone find Rob? He's supposedly in this picture. He's supposedly there. Yeah. Oh, Russell Crowe punched out my brother. Is that true, David? Sorry, David's saying that Russell Crowe punched. Wow. Okay. So there, I think he's this one. I think that's Rob right there. Picking your nose. There's Rob. He's lining up with this dude. Yeah. Okay, so there's that one. There's that one. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if we can find Rob again. He says his name is Headwound the Elf in this one. I think he's there. I think it's him right there being a dead elf. Dead elf, dead elf, dead elf, dead elf. Wow, David has one up me in the story. Russell Crowe punched his brother. Wow. How have I never heard this story, David? How have you... My God. Okay, anyway. David's in my comedy class. I'm going to make him tell that story next class for sure. Okay, so there he is his Headwound the Elf. Okay, and now apparently he's running around the corner now. I think he's this one. I think that's him. I think he's running around the corner. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? And then I think we have... He's loping. He said, I think that's him? Doesn't really look like him. I think that's him, unless he's that guy. Or this guy. No, I don't think he's that guy. Could also... He's one of those dudes right there. He's one of those dudes. And here he is as an orc. And this one here, whatever. I think he's that one or that one. He didn't even know. He said, I think one of these ones over here. Pretty cool though, eh? Yeah, good to be an orc. And then Rob's actually a photographer. So at the big events, he actually got to take human form. So there he is. There's Rob right there. Very clearly Rob here. There he is behind, what's a Gollum guy? I'm not used to seeing him as an actual human. He usually plays in screen capture. There he is, right there. Oh, and then elf dude over here. Right, and there's Rob. Hey, I'm Rob, just hanging around the background, saying hello to people. Yep, that's as close as I got to the Lord of the Rings movies, for sure. Any questions so far? Any questions? Queries? Okay, here we go. Whew. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I'm always talking a lot because it's just me, because Rob couldn't make the show. So that's Rob. That's my my connection to the Lord of the Rings. Okay, let's go back to the movies now. The movies. I'm just going to lift this picture up. So when I was younger, I read all the books. I really wanted a movie to come out and be good. There was that weird cartoon one. Was it Batsky or something like that? It came out. It was just weird, man. It was like Elron College. It just didn't work for me. Anyone remember that one? It just kind of started and then just kind of ended in the middle of something, and it's like, wow, what the hell just went on? So I was really hopeful that a good movie would be made. And then the trilogy came out, and I really liked it. I thought it was a solid effort. I thought it was a good balance between keeping most of the stuff in the books, but yet making it into a movie that had, more action-based than reading out all of, the poems and the epics and the descriptions of stuff, because those are good in a book, but not so good in a movie, I find. I was pretty pleased. I don't know what the Andy Serkis. Thank you, Jen. This is Andy Serkis. I'm saying circus. Why am I saying that? Circus. Ralph Bakshi. Ralph Bakshi was the movie. Yeah. Anyway, so I hope everyone liked the movie. I liked them. So now I'm going to wade into the more contentious topic, which is the Hobbit movies. The Hobbit movies. I really liked the Hobbit. I'm not sure I liked it more, but I really liked the Hobbit. I liked it because it was his own thing. It was kind of light-hearted romp, whereas Lord of the Rings was more of this just epic, just serious. And so I really liked The Hobbit, and I was quite excited when I heard that they were going to turn The Hobbit into a movie. I'm like, good. And I think there was a cartoon about the Hobbit as well. I don't really remember it. I think I watched it. I don't know. But I was excited. I was like, this guy he did it. He nailed Lord of the Rings. He's going to knock it out of the park again with The Hobbit. And then I heard they were going to turn it into 2 movies, and I was like, you're going to turn The Hobbit into 2 movies? And then I heard, no, that was a mistake. They're not going to turn it into 2 movies. No, that's ridiculous. Who would do that? It's just a short little book. They're going to turn it into 3 movies. It's like, what? Oh my God. Okay. I'm getting a little worried here when I heard it was going to be 3 movies. 3 movies. Anyway, then it came out and I did not like it. Did not care for the Hobbit movies at all. Did not like them. I would say disliked them. I disliked them. Yeah. It was 3 movies from that. So I did the math here, just so you know. I did the math. Okay, I did the math. So the Lord of the Rings, all the books together, the word count is 500. Oh, the word count for Lord of the Rings is 576,459 words. I think I said that wrong earlier in this show. So that averages 192,000 words per movie. So that's a lot of material. So, it's like, yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, okay, so, yeah. The Hobbit word count, 95,356 words. That averages 31,785.3 repeating per movie. That was the material. You had 30,000 words. Whereas for the Lord of the Rings one, you had 190,000. Yeah, so what did Mr. Jackson do? He just made crap up. Just made stuff up. Just made it up. Yeah, I'm going to have this nasty orc lord chase him down, and it's going to be really grim. It's going to be just like the Lord of the Rings, but without all the stuff that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote, because I don't have enough of that, so I'm just going to make crap up. Anyway, yeah, I watched all 3, but man, it was hard. It was hard. So I don't know. What are other people's opinions there? I should read. Anyone else? Oh, David says, I guess it became Hobbit for me. Thank you, David. I'm glad I read that out. Some people are probably having a laugh at the moment. I could see 2. Wild Card 9 is saying, because I could just see 2. I could just see 2 shortish movies out of it. I could see that. The 3, oh my God. And Jenna Hart says he enjoyed parts, but not the whole. Yeah, I think if he actually just chopped it back to what the original story was from the 3 movies, then, because the acting was great, everything looked great. It was just, there was just no there. It was too much. I did not read the Silmarillion. I tried several times to read it, and I didn't. Carolyn says, do you think he stretched it for the money? Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the meeting kind of went, hey, that went great with Lord of the Rings. We made so much money off each movie. So let's do The Hobbit. Okay, I'm up for The Hobbit. We can do that 3 movies too, right? Oh, yeah, sure. It's exactly the same. Yeah, okay, good. Because we want to make all the money. Greed. It was greed. Okay. So, yeah, that was that one. A little off topic. Anyway, I wanted to do at least one of the songs from the book, one of the books, because Tolkien has a whole bunch of verses and poetry and stuff. And I decided to do the one that is being done several times on screen, which is called, I found out, it's called Blunt the Knives, I do believe. Blunt the Knives is what it's officially called. You see, this is the song in The Hobbit that the dwarves sing when they come over to Bilbo's place. And Bilbo has to, just, from Hobbit etiquette, has to feed them. But they're like, moving all over the place, and they see how worked up Bilbo is, so they sing this song kind of to make fun of him. I found this song. It's done kind of obvious, I think, in the movie. It's just like, we'll make it a Celtic whatever party song. And it's like, yeah, I don't think that's what J.R.R. Tolkien had in mind. I'm pretty sure when he wrote it, he had in mind that it would be an 80s English new wave song, because he thought way ahead of his time. It's a song about, here we go. They sing the song to work up Bilbo. Here he is, all bit worked up, turned old. And, yep. So I decided, I think it's a more depth to this song, more melancholy. So here's my version. I think the way that Mr. Tolkien would have wanted it. Chip the glasses and crack the plates, blunt the knives and bend the forks. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Smash the bottles and burn the corks. Cut the cloth and tread on the fat. Pour the milk on the pantry floor. Leave the bones on the bedroom mat. Splash the wine on every door. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. So carefully with the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Baggins hates. Baggins hates. Dump the crocks in a boiling bowl, pound them up with a thumping pole, and once you've finished, if any a hole, send them down the hall to roll. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates, so carefully with the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Baggins hates. Baggins hates. Baggins hates. Baggins hates. Baggins hates. Oh, that's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Baggins hates. Yeah, I think that's what he had in his mind for a tune when he did that. Yeah, I looked at the Zed Zeppelin. Man, I'm not fully awake today. I looked up some of the rock songs that had inspirations, but none of them were full on Tolkien stuff all the way through. So I decided not to do it. I know the evil golem. Yeah, that one. Do and yep. Woodrow King, the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins. I already sang that. So that's there we go. What else do I have for you today? I got one more song up my sleeve, by the way. One more song up my sleeve. Just trying to think of any kind of questions, queries. Anyone really like the Hobbit movies? You know, we can go through that. Oh yeah, okay. Here I even have a slide for questions, Surreal. I'll just pause a bit before I get to my grand finale song. Here we go. Questions. Nope. Because I've got one more song to play. And I'll put up the slide for it. I'll just wait another second, see if any questions pop in. It's a love song. That I'm going to play. It's one I wrote. Yeah, okay. So Wild Card 9, like the first movie, because it was at least the first half of it. Yeah, I agree. The setup was all right, but then it was when that Scardy super orc showed up that I just went a little bit. Like, what? Come on, really? Oh, come on, dude, come on, really? I don't. Harshed my vibe is what that did. Who's my favorite character in Lord of the Rings? I think Gimli. I like the elves. I mean the dwarves. No, I didn't like the elves at all. I always found them icky. That's the other thing. Legolas. What was he doing in The Hobbit? Oh, sorry, that one just super Legolas, just jumping and flying with his bow superpowers. That really ticked me off too. It's like, oh, I like the kick. I'm fine with Legolas, but man, what's he doing showing up in The Hobbit? Like, I could have seen him in the background as a minor player, but really, come on. Sorry, where was I? I like the dwarves. Dwarves are my favorite. Always like them best. Really like the dwarves. Who else do I like? Didn't like Frodo. I don't think anyone really liked Frodo though. I mean, it's always annoying to be like the main lead character because you're the straight person. You can't, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Frodo. I like Gandalf too. I like Gandalf a bit. Yeah. But I think any of the dwarves, or maybe always Gimli. I like Gimli. Yeah, and I don't like the elves. Blech. I know. When I play Dungeons and Dragons, there's always in every group there's the elf kid, right? Oh, I'm gonna be the elf. I'm gonna. It's like, they're always that one. It's always that one. Look at me flit and pointy ears. I live really long. Anyway, never liked them. Too perfect. Yep. The Gray Wizard am I. I haven't heard that one. Someone's Woodrow King is saying Gray Wizard am I. I'm guessing that's a song. Shoot, should have found that. Too late now. I'm nearing the end of my journey, my epic journey. This is like, my epic journey. So, okay, I'm going to get to my song. Okay. So, I better get... It's a love song. I got to get some reverb on this puppy. So the Lord of the Rings saga, it's about a lot of things. People think it's about the elves and orcs and stuff like that. wars, but what it's really about when I think about it, I think it's about relationships. And dare I say, love. And I think there's one relationship which I think is at the center of the whole thing, which is one of the greatest love stories of all time. I haven't found a song about it. Maybe someone else has sung one. I didn't actually look. So I should. Maybe I retract my formal statement because I haven't done the research to go through with that. But this is my telling of this love story. When I laid eyes on you, I knew you were the one that I'd kill to have you as my own. So I went up to the guy who held you in his hand, and I made sure he was thoroughly strangled. You fit like a ring because you are a ring. I think it's fair to say you drove me crazy. I thought we'd be together forever and ever, till this Bilbo dude took you away from me, and we hates it forever. You will always be my precious. I will never let you go, and no matter where they take you, I will follow. You will always be my precious. When Bilbo was done with you, he gave you to his nephew. I mean, who the hell does something like that? So we followed this Frodo and his fat friend, you know. We got so close to having you back. But they were filthy liars, so we tried to feed them to a spider. But they escaped all our little plots. We wants it, we needs it, must have the precious. They stole it from us, sneaky little hobbitses. Wicked, tricksy, false, and you will always be my precious. We will never let you go, and no matter where they take you, we will follow. You will always be my precious. At the cracks of doom was the last shot. We knocked out the fat friend with a rock. You were wrapped around Frodo's finger, then we thought, how about we just bite that finger off? Now it's just you and we are so happy. We do a dance of celebration. But of all the places you should look, where you put your foot, the cracks of doom is probably number one. We stumble off the brink, and as we fall we think we may die, but our love shall not expire. Precious, 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 my precious, oh my precious. Our love is like a burning ring of fire. Oh, you will always be my precious. We will never let you go, and they can no longer take you, and now we know. You will always be my precious. We will never let you go, 'cause they can no longer take you, and now we know. You will always be my precious. We will never let you go, 'cause they can no longer take you, and now we know. There you go. It needed a fade out, because it was, the fade out implies that Gollum and the ring are together for all eternity, right? That it's an everlasting love. That's will never be broken. So it's a little hard to do live fade outs, but it needed that. So I think that's about it. So that was You Will All Be. I think that really captures the heart of the entire story. It's a love story between a creature and the ring, and that's where the story starts, really. That's the start of the story, and the end of the story is when he goes in. So I think that is the true story. And the rest of it is all fluff. In that song, I really wanted to work in me sounding like Gollum a couple of times. I tried to do it. I'm not great with voice. I'm not bad. I'm kind of in the middle. But every time I would try to do a Gollum voice in the middle of there, it sounded like Ren from Ren and Stimpy. Like, yeah, my precious, Stimpy, you idiot. And I just couldn't get over it. It's like, I can't. And I've done Gollum voice, but I don't know why. I couldn't get it out there. Anyway, work in progress. Maybe next time. Yeah, so that was an epic journey. Phew. So I guess it's just figure out what to do next. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks. Okay, I'm getting better at doing that. So thanks for coming. Remember, where am I? Here we go. I'll try to start thinking about some topics that you may want as I struggle to get this poll thing up and going. I can do it. I'm the king of tech. No, I'm not the king of tech. Okay, then I go over here, and I click this thing, and then I click this one, and then I click over. Okay, so start thinking about what you want to do. Here we go. Manage poll. There we go. Hey, that's record time. So I got lots going on. I'm trying to do a Zoom ticketed concert for up to 25 people every 2 weeks, twice a month now. Next one's this Friday, I think. So here we go. Let's do new poll topic, and let's see what we got on the topics today. What do we got? Here? Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog. Just a warning, I know nothing about Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, I'm still putting it up there because this is democracy, people. If you pick it, it'll be a weird one. Queen Victoria. Okay. Queen Victoria. That's interesting. Okay. You guys are Mel Brooks. This next show is going to be, well, Mel Brooks isn't hard, but some of these other topics. Woo. Ren and Stimpy and Mr. Bean. Well. Okay. Me Bean. Mr. Bean. Okay, well, these are some challenging topics. Okay, well, that's what you guys are saying. I'm going to start this poll. There we go. Oh, I've also got a email list going, and if you sign up, you get Very Grim Fairy Tales for free. All this stuff's on my website. I've updated my website. It actually has information on it now and things. What other stuff? I think that's about it. Yeah. So go to the website and sign up on my email list, and you can see when my next show is. All that great stuff. And we'll see what's going on here. And any last minute questions about anything, about the topic, doesn't really matter. Just type them in there. It's counting down. I don't know why it doesn't let you have less than a minute. A minute seems excessive. It's a long time, and you're just sitting here. Yep. And we're almost there. Oh, we're so close. We're so close, people. Almost. It's so close. Here we go. View results. Mel Brooks, I think, won. 64%. Wow, it wasn't even close. Everything else had 1 vote. Mel Brooks had 7. Mel Brooks it is. Mel Brooks. Excellent. Okay, well, that's fantastic. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by, who's stopping by live, and thanks anyone who's watching this later. If you're watching this later, you probably didn't actually stick around through the polling process, I'm guessing. But if you did, thank you. Congratulations for staying that extra 5 minutes of scintillating television, streaming, recorded streaming. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. What is this called? Anyway. Thank you very much, and I will see you later. I'm going to wave goodbye, and I'm going to press the end stream button.